No more can be traded. My heart's have been spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been all complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience, and for you.
What's up, book space? Welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys the 10 to 12 books that I'll be reading in the month of November. We're gonna go ahead and get out the way the ones that have not been released yet, and that is Iron Flame and Love Redesigned by Lauren Escher. I already heard good things about Love Redefined by Lauren Escher. I heard it's a 5-star read, and I love Lauren Escher's books, so I can't wait to dive into into that book. And I think it's becoming a series. I don't know if it's like a 2-part series or what. I don't know, but yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and dive over here to the ones that I have on my TBR shelf that I physically have with me right now. And the first book, I seen some girlies talking about it on TikTok, and it's called Trial of the Sun Queen. It's apparently about this girl who was held captive for, I want to say, 12 years. So yeah, and then she wake up one morning and she's in a palace that she's never seen. I'm guessing it's like the Sun Palace. The Sun Palace, I guess that's what the name of it. I don't know anything about this book. I seen some book talk videos and I was like, I need to read that. So I got it to read. It's a duology, if I'm not mistaken. That's the only thing I've seen. I've seen 2 books to this series. This one and the next one. So we're gonna be reading this month, hopefully, and get into this because the way the girls have been talking about it, it seems super interesting and love, enemies to lover vibes, I guess. I don't know, but we're gonna be reading a Trial of the Sun Queen. I cannot get it out, and the cover is so pretty. That's like such a pretty cover to me. Okay, the next book on the list to be read this month is, I'm finally deciding to dive into Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. I love Kennedy Ryan writing. Anything Kennedy Ryan writes, I have to own. Even if I haven't read it yet, I just need it in my collections to read because her writing is so superb. I cannot wait to This Could Be Us. So back to what I was saying. I can't wait till This Could Be Us come out because, like, I don't know why I heard all her titles, or the titles that just came out, Before I Let You Go, remind me of Beyonce's song, This Could Be Us. Like, I feel like she knows what she's doing. But anywho, Long Shot. I don't know what this series is about. I think it's like a basketball player. This one is like a basketball player. And I'm not sure what the other 2 is about, but I do have majority of her books on the top shelf. I need to move it down so that they can be seen. So yeah, I need to switch that shelf around so it can be seen in the videos, or I could just push you guys back so y'all can see it. But it's not that serious right now. Y'all see my beautiful queens right here though. But yeah, this, I'm ready to read this. I heard that the second and the third book in this series is traumatizing. It's a search for trigger warnings on these books. So I wonder when they're gonna release Flow, Grip, and Still. I have her new release, When You Are Mine, that came out on the 24th. I'm thinking. I think I have that. But anyways, I just get so zoned out sometimes, y'all. This is the second book that's on my TBR. Now, this one is Hooked. I want to read this one because I've heard a lot of good things about this series, and I think it's like is it a Peter Pan retelling? Is this a Peter Pan retelling? It's like the enemies get the girl. I don't know. It's a Peter Pan retelling. I think. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think this is a Peter Pan retelling. Yes. It's a Peter Pan retelling. So I'm ready to read this and see how it is. I haven't read anything Peter Pan related in a long time. So I want to dive into the series, but I heard this is a amazing series. Everyone loves this series. I think it's like a 7-book series, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like 7 or 6. I'm not sure. Like I said, correct me down below in the comments. correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 706 series, but this is a Peter Pan retelling. I want to read it and see what's going on. I think it's like dark romance. Trigger warnings. Do it have the trigger warnings in it? It has a playlist. I like a good playlist. Is it in the trigger warnings? Reader description is advised. Oh yeah, it look on her website for the trigger warnings that's in here. So yeah, I know when I start reading, it started off with him killing his uncle. I don't know what that's about, but anywho, King of Pride is my next read by Anna Hunk. I read King of Wrath when it first came out, and I never got around to King of Pride, but King of Greed just came out, and I was like, I need to dive back into this series because everyone's saying like King of Greed is like their favorite of the three so far, and I want to read to see. I think this is like, I don't know. I don't know none of these books about. I just want to read them. They're just that on that. I just want to read them. But King of Pride, I just love how the side of these books are just so aesthetically pleasing on my shelf. So let me get the other two so you guys can see them together so you can get the picture. Like they are so aesthetically pleasing just sitting on the shelf. Like look at that. Tell me that it's not the cutest thing you ever seen in your life. Well, it may not be the cutest thing you ever seen, but it's cute. But yeah, I need to read these. I need to read this one so that I can read King of Greed so that I can see what everyone is talking about because everyone's saying that is like the best book in the series. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this one. So you might see that one in the video this month. Who knows? Who knows? Let me adjust myself. Next book is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I think I put this on my last month TBR, or did I? I feel like I'm lying. I may be lying because I don't think it came out then. I don't know, but I've been saying I want to read it. I think I said I wanted to read it or something. I don't think I put it on my TBR, but this is the second book in the Maple Hill series. Hannah Grace wrote Icebreaker. If you know what Icebreaker is, and this is kind of like the second book in that series. The guy right here is a hockey player. He was on the same team as the guy, anywho. And it's a camp counselor related book or whatever. So we'll be reading Wildfire. Yeah, I feel like I can't get my thoughts together today for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Like my brain is just not. It's not just flowing. It's not just flowing. It's just kind of like getting stuck up there and just staying. So yeah. But the next book I want to read is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series, and it's Heartless by S. Silvers. I want to read this because I want to finish this series because I've heard a lot of good things about this whole entire series. I read Flawless, and I want to dive into Heartless. I think it's the oldest brother. Or is this? I think it is the oldest brother. I think he's the eldest brother. And I think the first book was about the youngest brother. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I can't remember their. I need a little, what is it called? A family tree. That's what I need. A family tree. Because this book, this series, is about the brothers, the friends. I think it's a friend of one of the guys. Blue, if I'm not mistaken. Was Blue a brother or a friend? I don't remember. But I do want to dive back into this series and read this one. This was about Cade and their nanny Willa. Cade does have a son. I want to know what happened. I wonder if we're going to find out what happened to Cade's son's mother, because it didn't say in Flawless. It just said that he was a single father. So we know I love a small town single father romance. So, well, single parent. I don't care. Father, mother. I love romance in this book because it get very spicy. But yeah. The next book on the list is The Rebel King by Kimmy Ryan. I started reading this as soon as I finished reading Kingmaker by her, and I just didn't finish it because another book came out that I really want to read. I got 69 pages in, so I want to pick this back up and finish this book because this book, Kingmaker, was very politician based to some. Like, it was very high politician based, and a lot of people didn't like it because of that, but I really enjoyed The Kingmaker. So I'm ready to read this and get back into Lennox and Maxima's story because I just love them too. I love them too so much, and I cannot wait to dive into this. And I wonder if the other one I think it's like the Queen Man. I wonder if that actually coming out. Is that coming out? I'm gonna look into that. Because I think it's the third book in this series called The Queen's Men, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna look into it and see because if it's about them, I want to read it as well. So that's that. Now this book I've been seeing going around on TikTok and people giving this book a 5-star, and I purchased it and I kind of just stuck it on my shelf. But now I want to read it because I want to know what the hype is. A 5-star. I don't know. It's about this girl, this little boy that goes missing on the 4th of July. And I think the girl was his best friend. And then 22 years later, he ended up returning home. And he said he was being held captive on the ground for a decade. And he's an unfamiliar stranger. Oh, I'm just sitting here reading, like, summarizing the back. But I did hear about this. I don't know what happened, and I heard about this a while ago, and then they finally published it through Blooms, and I just grabbed it because the cover is gorgeous. So, I really want to know what happened, and I just want to dive into this because I've been seeing a lot of girls on TikTok reading this book and giving it a 5-star. I want to read it and see what the hype is, so this is on my TBR for this month. Now, the next book is on my TBR. I already read the book. I finished reading it, and it is A Curse for True Love. I finished reading this already, but I had to show you guys that it was on my TBR for this month. So, because I stopped my TBR, didn't film the video, and then I just started reading this book. So, A Curse for True Love is on my TBR. It's the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. It's the Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and then this one. If you haven't read this trilogy, I suggest you read it. It's a pretty great trilogy. It's a 5-star trilogy in all. The second book being my favorite. So, yeah, I finished reading this, but this is on my TBR. That's all I can say about that because you'll see my thoughts on that book in the video when it comes out. Now, the last book that's on my TBR is a second book in a trilogy. And I'm reading this because I really want to get to the new book that came out. A Kingdom, I don't know. It's over here somewhere. Let me see. Let me turn this around. Let me lean back. And grab it off my TBR cart if I can get my hands on it. Girl, don't do it. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, Jesus. Just causing me so much stress. But I'm reading this because I want to dive into this one. It's The Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Montescato. Apparently, it's about the brother Envy, if I'm not mistaken. Is this Envy book? Yes, Prince Envy. This one is about Prince Envy. So, this one is about Prince Wrath. So, I read The Kingdom of the Wicked, and I feel like, although they say you don't have to read the rest of the series to get into that book, I want to read about Wrath because I did kind of enjoy the first book. It was kind of like a three-star read for me, but I love Wrath, so I want to finish this trilogy before I dive into this one. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy or if it's just a standalone book, but that's what we're going to do. But I know we're not going to read this one no time soon until I finish this one and The Kingdom of the Feared. So, yeah, those are all the books that I have on my physical TBR for this month. Let me know some of the books that's on your TBR. Comment down below. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully my brain can comprehend how to, yeah, but I'll see y'all later.
I'm calling bullshit.